Hello, I am a millionaire from Nigeria, and I've teamed up with other group of millionaires from all over the world to bring to an abrupt end this pandemic within a just short few weeks from now. Getting microchip because of a global deception that shut down the entire world in 2020 would benefit the rich, and it most certainly will not benefit the poor either. Rich and poor alike, we must come together to expose all of the lies associated with this grand deception, leading humanity into the horrors of a transhuman society, and stop this evil agenda from destroying the human race. We have no other choice but to unite, because the few most powerful people have set the cause for our destructions so they could play God. But they are not God. And though through our unification, we will defeat this evil group of men and justice will prevail. We must unite now. They have given us no other choice. If not, they will pick us off one by one, and no resistance to their evil plan remain, and humanity goes down into the night and never returns. Noitulover is a website dedicated to uniting humanity so that we can get back to the real normal and forget about the new abnormal. As millionaires, we will do our part. We will keep this series of Zoom meeting running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All you have to do is sign people up for free and bring them here to these ongoing meetings. Connect with us. We can offer each of you some time, even one-on-one time. We have the roadmap to wealth and prosperity. All you have to do is ask, and we will share with you what we know that works to lift anyone up financially. Even the poorest person in the world could be lifted out of that poverty. Welcome to our Noitulover training. Today is September 1st, 2020. And according to the time of our website server, it is 7 a.m. We have come together today to celebrate you as an individual. And by the end of this training today, you will be singing a new song. That's it. Okay. Here we recognize that you each were born free. Yes, you have free will, the power to choose, and so you gotta sing. When you came out of your mother's womb, you had 2 legs, and God gave you the right to travel. Also, you came out with a mouth and the right to speak. Therefore, you got a sin. You are unique. No two even have identical fingerprints, not even identical twins. And that makes you priceless and beautiful. So celebrate that by singing. You've got a power. While the world may have forgotten how valuable you are as a unique individual, we have come here today to celebrate you, how valuable you are, and how much each of us need you. Noitulover was created to empower you to fully secure your right to express yourself without fear of being harmed for doing so. All of us are unknown to each other, with perhaps the exception of the person that invited you to join Noitulover. This allows each of us, each of our unique ideas to be shared with each other without prejudice. We also come together with the intent to unite with one another in the spirit of love. This is a revolution. And isn't it interesting that when the word revolution is spelled backward, it contains within it the word love? No, it, you, love, and R. It's love that binds us together. Our personal freedom matters, and we can support each other in mutual benefit. Freedom for all. Sometimes lies are so forceful that they compel people to believe in them. You may be new to this social media platform and may believe the lies about COVID-19. You may not be ready to accept that COVID-19 is a scandemic designed to rob humanity of its right to be free. Our blog shares documentations to help you reason out the truth. You may need to suspend your current beliefs about COVID-19 long enough to see this other point of view. Keep an open mind and use some critical thinking when it comes to this whole thing. All right. This community of 300 locked down the entire world over this camp. So, this has already impacted all of us. It has seriously disrupted important supply chain such as food and energy. Was this response to COVID-19 necessary? Because humanity as a whole is paying for the cost of this severe response. This is a scripted monologue, but I promise you, And after I give you a little tour of our website, we will have a Q&A session. We want you to speak up and share your thoughts too. We are interested in what you have to say. And as a host of this training, I will do my best to maintain the spirit of love within this meeting. This social media platform gives you the tools to build up your influence in the world. That way, more people can benefit from what you have to give to others. It also will allow each of us to group together and develop organizations that can make a difference in the world. The more you use the tools on this website, the more powerful you will become within the world. Some want to be followers, while others want to become leaders. We need both in this world to operate effectively. Yes. So, at this juncture, I'm going to share my screen with you and show you the practical process of what you need to know and do. Let's go. Once you log in to Noitulover, you will land on the home page. This is the home page. All right. The first thing that will catch your attention is the list of influencers. These are influencers. Okay? The first thing that you should do is send a contact request to all of the influencers listed here. I've already done that, and that is why you don't see any chat icon on my list of influencers. And look at it here. This is what a chat icon looks like. It's a chat icon. All right. It will appear in this side of the influencers block until you click on it, and then you see here request contact. You click request contact and you send off. The chat icon will disappear the moment you send off the contact request. Influencers are friendly and helpful. They can assist you in developing your own influence on this website. The truth is, the more influence you have, the more you get what you want out of this world. Look at this number here. This number shows how many people the influencer could reach. All right. Total number of potential contacts an influencer has below them to infinity is a total number of the entire genealogy of users below the influencer, starting with their personal referrals. Do you understand? Okay. So be sure to connect with all of them on the list, and you will be glad you did. To officially become a Noitulover influencer, you have to beat this timer here. Let me show you. This timer, you need to beat this timer here. All right. Sign up at least 2 persons before it hits 0. You can see your influence status at the bottom of this page. So when you scroll down, Look at it. This is influencer status. All right, let's go back. No. Okay. All right. It only takes about 3 minutes of work to invite 10 people. And I'm going to demonstrate that to you shortly. First, you have to copy the YouTube link and memorize your own code. You can find your code on the profile page. Then go to Facebook or wherever and paste the YouTube link into the private chat and then type out your code and invite a friend. All right. Invite your 10 closest friends as I'm going to demonstrate it to you. Let me ask you, what's it all about? Of course, that's a usual question. And that you must keep your answers as simple as possible. The more you say, the more they will think you are trying to sell them on it. Just say something like, it's a place that smart people are going. And that I thought you were smart enough to be a part of it too. Join if you want. It doesn't matter to me either way. The no pressure approach is always best. If they ask you about the 300, then say, the committee of 300 shut down the whole world, and they think they run the world. In a way, they do. But that's only because most people are too ignorant to do anything about it. These are not good people. They are evil. Tell your friends. It is easy to sign up. All you need to do is set a password, and that's it. A unique 6-digit code will be given to you as your username. This small amount of effort is all that is needed to get you started on building up your influence. As you can see here, by this table, call it the table of influence. By this table, when everyone duplicates this 3 minutes process, your influence grows exponentially. Good luck to all of you on becoming influencers. Now, let's demonstrate it practically. The first thing to do is to highlight this YouTube link here. All right. Then let's go to, let's say, Facebook. All right. On Facebook, let's say uh, Messenger. All right, that's open. Okay. Then I'll just paste it here to a friend. I'll send. Now come here, click on invite code. Use this code to invite new members and become an influencer. Now click here and close. Now come here and paste it, then send. So this member has been invited. So I will now go back to Noitulover again. What I will do is highlight it here, copy, then come here, then search. Okay, all right, paste it here. And let me copy the invite code. And where is this person? Oh, okay, I've sent to this person. All right. Paste it here. Let me copy the YouTube link here. Let's wash out. I want to combine the two in one now. Something is fishy here. It's fishy here. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. There's something I want to do now. Just wash out to combine two in one. Like this. And I'll come here. Highlight this. Okay. Copy. Right. Send. Now search for a friend here. Okay. Very simple. So The two goods are delivered at the same time. About this. Okay. Um, all right. Okay. I've sent to this one already. Sent. Right. Now come back here and search. Yeah. What about this? Okay. So head to receive. Right. All right. The person has received the invitation. Let's wash out. Send. 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 Can you see? This is how simple it is to invite. Okay, this has received. Yeah, send. Right. Send. Yeah, search. No. Right. Okay. Send. Hmm. Can see how simple it is to invite. So at this juncture, I'm going to take you to the Noitulover. Will take you through the process of exploring other available tools on the platform. All right, just follow me now. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay. Um, so, um, if you are having, let's go to profile page. If you are having high time, um, remembering your password, You put your email address here, and then you'll be able to, just for the purpose of forgot password. Now we have a lot this blog post. The first thing you need to do is to read through the first one first. We'll give you the summary of the whole thing, how they plan to microchip you. All right, you're going to see it here. Can you see? You're going to see it here. Look at this video. You see what they have planned for against your life.
Imagine a world where we can do computation inside living cells. The problem we're trying to solve is really trying to have a more sophisticated diagnosis that can happen automatically inside cells. Imagine a biological computer that operates inside a living cell. So for example,
Did you hear that? A biological computer. Have you ever heard of anything called biological computer? Go ahead.
it can be used to determine whether a cell is cancerous, and if so, then trigger the death of the cell. So here we're talking about little molecular systems that you can work that run in the test tube or maybe even in the live cell, so they're really small. The type of work that they're doing is essentially they're trying to sense, analyze, and control molecular information. In this project, we're trying to use DNA as a programmable material. DNA is highly programmable, just like a computer, and we can program a whole range of complex behaviors using DNA molecules. So we're taking advantage of a phenomenon called DNA strand displacement. DNA strand displacement is essentially a competitive hybridization reaction. So it's two strands of DNA that come together, and as they bind to one another, the third strand that was initially bound is kicked off. One issue with any biology research or biomolecular research is that it's always sort of a cycle of trial and error. You test it, it doesn't work, so you go back to the drawing board and you do that over and over again. And it's a slow cycle because doing experiments just is hard and it takes a long time.
That means they have been trying this over and over. If it doesn't work, they go back to the drawing board. Before now.
Circuits made of DNA. So the programmer write down a collection of DNA strands, and the software will work out how these DNA strands interact with each other and can be used to predict their behavior over time. And this kind of software could, for example, be used to detect and fix bugs in a molecular circuit design before that circuit is built. For decades, biologists have been using chemical reaction networks as a means of describing the behavior of biological systems. So what our technology enables for the first time is that any system described as a chemical reaction network can now be translated and implemented in biology at the molecular level. One of the things that we've done recently, which I'm particularly excited about, is that we have created, designed, using our tool and created experimentally of the so-called approximate majority algorithm. At the moment, really the technology is very much in its infancy. It's still very much at the research stage. So most of what we're doing is in the test tube. An enormous goal will be to have what we're able to do in the test tube also working inside cells. That's a hugely enormous challenge. So this could enable a whole range of biotechnology applications. For example, it could allow us to both detect and treat disease to a level of precision that has not been possible so far. It can also make new compounds far more efficiently. These compounds can be medicines or biomaterials, and ultimately it can allow us to make biological computers that operate at the molecular scale.
Okay. Now, these are the resources that are available to you on this platform. And so I have shown you that this is the profile page. The moment you come here, you see your location is set, but if you're having a hard time remembering your password, you just insert your email address here for the purpose of forgot password only. This website respects your privacy and will not spam you or share your email with any other third party. It's optional though, for those that forget things. You can also place a pin on the map near where you live, so you could also connect with others within your country. And I'm going to demonstrate that by resetting my location. Demonstrate that by resetting my location, then watch as I zoom in. Just watch now. The first thing I will do is click on reset location. Then my location will be empty. You can see now. Then I'll come down here, zoom in, then click here, and then I'll come down here and then click on save changes. That's all. Can you see? Okay, do you understand now? Then this is the chat icon. This is the chat icon. I say morning and welcome to the month of September. Morning and welcome to the month of September. Then click go. So this chat here, at first you only be able to chat with your sponsor, but once you sign up your friends, you will be able to chat with them too automatically. Everyone else is as a result of reaching out with contact requests. And before you know it, you will have a long list of people to chat with, as you can see me doing here. All right. This is a new social media platform. It started at the beginning of July 2020. We are off to a fast start at gathering humanity and getting this important message out to all of them before it is too late. We are fighting for the survival of our species as human beings. Each of us are beautiful in our own unique way, and we should keep it that way. We don't need to connect with the hive mind of AI, artificial intelligence. That is how we would lose our humanity. So be sure to take 3 minutes to change the world by signing up 2 of your friends. Duplicating that will change the whole world for the better. Encourage them also to attend this training once they have signed up. It helps us to grow much faster. All right. So that is all about the shot. I'm going to show you. Let's get back to the blog post here, the blog icon, and see how powerful the resources are that are available to us. Social distancing is a powerful form of torture. They are also trying to get your consent to kill you and put you 6 feet under as part of their depopulation plans. The language of this elite and the comedy of 300 is simple. They think you are too dumb to comprehend their message. Let's prove them wrong by resisting all of this. Now, watch out.
I want to talk a little bit about social distancing right now, because social distancing is actually a technique that might be causing more harm to our children than that which it seeks to avoid. Social distancing is a euphemism for social isolation. It was a technique that was developed about 70 years ago by the CIA, and they found it was really, really good at breaking down enemies of state. It creates depression, poor sleep quality, impaired executive function, accelerated cognitive decline, poor cardiovascular function, and impaired immunity. All of those are things I think we can agree we don't want anybody to experience, not least our own children. It doubles your risk of death if you're Black. It almost doubles your risk of death if you're white. And the harm that you get from enacting social distancing and social isolation on somebody is the same as if they were very, very obese. Moreover, it destroys the part of the brain that is actually responsible for learning in our children and ourselves, which is known as the ventral striatum. Medically speaking, what recent studies have shown is it is the equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes a day and being an alcoholic. So put simply, we'd be better off lobotomizing our children, handing them a pack of cigarettes and a fifth of whiskey, and then sending them into homeroom than we will be by socially distancing them this fall. I want to actually go back now to the sordid beginnings of how this social distance, social isolation technique was developed by the CIA. In 1951, the CIA held a secret meeting at the Ritz-Carlton in Canada, and it was a meeting with doctors present who had ties, and I quote, to the US, UK, and Canadian military forces. The work at that meeting and subsequent meetings led the CIA to realize that social distancing and isolation techniques were, I quote, the ideal way of breaking down a prisoner, and another quote, as effective at destroying the brain function of the prisoner as if the prisoner were beaten, starved, or deprived of sleep. Senator John McCain, who spent over 5 years as a prisoner of war in Vietnam and had all of his arm and leg bones broken multiple times, and who was also by turn subjected to multiple rounds of social distancing from his fellow POWs, had this to say about social distancing and physical torture. This is what he said about social distancing. It's an awful thing. It crushes your spirit more effectively than any other form of mistreatment. 150 naval aviators who were also held as POWs in Vietnam came home from the war and echoed what John McCain had said. They said, and I quote, it was as torturous and agonizing as any physical abuse they suffered, to be separated from their fellow American GIs. The UN Mandela Rules actually now prohibit the use of more than 15 days or 2 weeks of social distancing and isolation, classifying it as cruel and inhumane treatment and basically a war crime. I want to look briefly at where this 6-foot rule came from, because it seems sort of magical, right, in the time of COVID. So it turns out that the 6-foot rule came from England, where a lead researcher recently came out in the press and admitted that, quote, officials had told him they did not think the British population would understand what 1 meter or 3 feet was, and, quote, we could not trust the British people to observe it, so we doubled it to be on the safe side. He went on to state, and I quote again, the 2-meter rule was conjured up out of nowhere, and he concluded by referring to it as a, quote, rule of thumb, rather than a scientifically proven measure. Casting even more doubt on the lack of science underlying the 6-foot rule is a recent study in which researchers found, and again I quote, that preventive social distancing can increase the final epidemic size at the population level, and thus have negative effects for the community at large. You heard me right. Preventive social distancing can make the epidemic worse and increase the size.
Hmm. You see that? So you can see the enormous resources that is available to you on this platform. Hmm. What about this hidden message? Wow. This Luciferian hide truth in plain sight, and they think you are too dumb to see it. Open your eyes.
2933 Sam 14 for suspicion. 1055 Ramsdale Drive. Not reporting suspicious behavior next door. Went over to the home to the right of the RP. Sees dead bodies inside the house. Dog inside. Sees a gun in the house on the floor. Friends and neighbors bring flowers to the door of the Apple Valley home, where a family had laid dead for weeks. All police will say is that the couple, David and Camille Crowley, and their 5-year-old daughter, died from gunshots in a murder-suicide. When police arrived Saturday afternoon, only the family dog was still alive. David was a military veteran and aspiring filmmaker, the director of this slick trailer for a movie project called Gray State. The plot line had America turning into a tyrannical police state. For 3 years, he'd been trying to sell the film concept to a Hollywood studio, and recently told friends he was on the verge of a $30 million deal. This is no budget. We've already passed a lot of local films on Facebook and popular. We're in hibernation. The Gray State project had attracted the attention of libertarian conservatives. This was Crowley speaking at a Ron Paul event 3 years ago. No Hollywood studio will touch the Gray State project due to its contentious nature. That is why we need your help to get this film financed and seen in theaters. The grisly nature of the Crowley's death led to headlines on People magazine and British tabloids. And on social media, plenty of conspiracy theories too. Even a Facebook page called Justice for David Crowley, with people saying they don't buy the official story, suggesting the Crowleys were murdered by special ops because the anti-government theme of his movie.
And you see what is here. And you see what is here. This is how they want to transform you. This is transhumanism. Okay? You'll be partly electronics and partly human. And you see that? That is what they are bringing on board to the entire world. They have just displayed it in the movie just to get your consent before they implement it. And silent means consent to them. Can you see that? All right. Thank you for listening and watching this training today. Appreciate. This is the end of the training, so you can ask a question on this our Q&A session right now. Let me end my screen sharing and then wait for your question. Remember, we still have enough time and you can ask more questions. Thank you very much.